Good morning, everybody. Well, it's a mighty fine day for everything, isn't it? The applause, you're way too kind, and low last, the Everything series has returned, version 1.21. In today's episode of the Everything series, we'll be taking a look at Minecraft's newly crowned most beautiful brick. From farms to lost mobs to all of those juicy technical details, it's all right here and right now. Inside of Minecraft right now, Tuff is a block that almost needs no introduction at all. And that's because right now it does nothing. It's all decoration. But if you're cool with the experimental toggle, as of right now, it's a whole lot more than just decoration. Inside of the Minecraft 1.21 update, Tuff is being revolutionized with brand new slabs, staircases, bricks, polished, and heck, even more. The stuff is beautiful. Now, way back when, 2020, November 4th, Tuff was first added to the game. This was part of the Minecraft 1.17 Caves and Cliffs update. Initially, when it was added, I mean, look at this. When this stuff was first added to the game in Snapshot 20 W45A, it was actually part of a Minecraft Amethyst Geode generation. Check this out, the outer shell of the geode right here. Well, that outer box of the geode was actually originally made up of tuff before smooth basalt was added to the game. It went tuff, calcite, and then the inside, how we know it and love it now. Ayo, completely different side note, but this amethyst block looks like a completely different texture too, and whoa. Do I almost love this one more? Once smooth basalt would eventually get added to the game in that same update, Tuff would be removed as part of Amethyst Geo generation, forever. Sliding it out over to the real world for a little bit more context, Tuff is an ancient block formed deep down low from volcanic explosions. This is gonna mean it's almost for certain if volcanoes ever make it to the game, well, the volcanoes are gonna be built out of this stuff right here, more than likely. Kind of fascinatingly, this is an article from 2021. In this article, did they drop a hint at like upcoming use? It's solely a decorative block at the time of writing, but it would be great in an Armenian themed build, and then it goes on about how these things are used in walls, and look at the bricks. Was this an Easter egg? Years in the making? Useful more than ever inside of the 1.21 update, you're probably going to want to know the best space to find this stuff. In world generation, Tuff is very similar to the OGs, the classics, granite, andesite, and diorite. It's going to form in blotches inside of your world. The next time you find yourself looking for Tuff inside of your world, first things first, find a cave. Second things second, get as deep as possible inside of that cave. The deeper the better, actually. Tuff is a block that is going to strictly generate only below Y0 in blobs anywhere from size 0 all the way up to 864 blocks per single blob. Now, you're also going to be able to find these blocks generating in giant massive ore veins, getting even larger than 864 blocks. Like, that's nothing, but more on that a little bit later. Sliding ahead to the future, modern day, Tuff has been expanded. If you want to check out the expanded version of Tuff on both Minecraft to Java or Minecraft Bedrock Edition, turn on the 1.21 toggle. If you're watching this in the future and it's already out, well then just enjoy. Inside of the Minecraft 1.21 update, there's another way to find Tuff. I mean, for the most part, it's still going to be located down below Y0, but instead of looking for random blobs and things like that, we're looking for a brand new beautiful structure. If you've been following the development to the Minecraft 1.21 update, you might have heard about it. It's called the Trial Chambers. The Trial Chambers is a new structure built almost entirely out of Tuff. You're gonna find polished tuff bricks, chiseled bricks, and whatever this breezy block is. I forget the name, but just trust me, you're gonna be able to find it here too. Little side note, we'll talk more about farming in just a second, but if you're looking to farm up Tuff, consider tearing down one of these structures, because it is made up of like literally thousands of different Tuff blocks. It's pretty insane. Now, the other place you'll be able to find Tuff right now, aside from like generating, is actually inside of the loot. It's definitely not going to happen every single time because loot is randomized. But inside of the corridor chests and inside of the supply chests that could generate inside of the structure, you actually have the chance to find a little bit of plain old classic Tuff. Just like that. Even better news for all of you Tuff fans out there, it's not like the most uncommon thing to find in the world too. Definitely doesn't happen every time, but in the corridors, it'll happen about 30% of the time. So this structure is going to be really useful in 1.21. No, unfortunately, there is nothing in the game that like drops Tuff as a block or anything like that. So if you're looking to farm this stuff, probably your best bet is going to be deep down low inside of a big cave, you know, something like this right here. With a little bit of vision enhancement, I can clearly see that there are blobs all over the place, on the wall, on the ceiling, on the floor. Well, actually not on the ceiling. There are blobs of this block all over the place. Pick your favorite one, take your pickaxe, and get to mining. The stuff mines like relatively quickly. It's pretty beautiful. And next up, let's roll into some of the basic statistics of the Tuff block. Just like stone, except a little bit deeper, you're going to be able to mine the Tuff block with any pickaxe in the game. From wooden all the way up to netherite, it doesn't matter. Talking about our hardness is going to be a hardness of 1.5. Talking about our blast resistance is going to be 6. Both of those statistics, you poor ores, watch out, watch out! No. Well, anyways, both of those statistics make it identical to stone. One of the greatest questions of all time is Tuff insta-mineable? With an efficiency 5 diamond pickaxe, no haste or nothing like that, we try and mine it. Unfortunately, it is not insta-mineable. Even if I upgraded this OP pickaxe to netherite, it still wouldn't work. At least, not like that. There is a way. If you are looking to get your hands on a little bit of insta-mine Tuff, get yourself a diamond pickaxe with efficiency 5 and a beacon maxed out with haste 2. Walk up to Tuff and go ahead and insta-mine it to your heart's desire. And just like with stone, to insta-mine Tuff, efficiency 5 diamond, you're better, and haste 2. Oh, it's beautiful. Now let's get a little bit more technical with this Tuff stuff, because it actually generates slightly differently on both the Minecraft to Bedrock and Minecraft to Java edition. You see, on Minecraft Java, when Tuff generates as a blob, ores can actually replace it, which is going to mean sometimes you could definitely find ores encased inside of Tuff. And to be clear, I'm not even talking about just like maybe giant massive ore veins. I'm talking about like lapis or anything else that could generate down low. It could actually be embedded inside of Tuff. However, on Minecraft to Bedrock Edition, it's safe to say if you ever find a blob of Tuff inside of your world, there will be no ores inside of it other than if we're talking about an ore vein. Like if we're talking about looking for diamonds or something like that and you find Tuff, go ahead and turn around and go the other direction. No ores can replace it in generation on Bedrock. On both Minecraft to Bedrock and Java, in generation, Tuff can replace a whole lot though. It'll replace stone, andesite, diorite, granite, and actually on Minecraft Bedrock in generation, the polished versions of those blocks as well. I don't think they'll ever generate, but theoretically. Also, anytime an ore generates anywhere near Tuff, it will always be the deep slate version of it and never the stone version. Now, I mentioned it a little bit earlier on, but Tuff exclusively generates below Y0. Unless in a weird case an ore vein reaches a little bit higher, and theoretically you could find it. Unless that weird one-off thing happens, the blobs will be below Y0. However, there is actually a best Y level for Tuff. Thanks to none other than the beautiful Minecraft wiki, we have this very interesting graph right here, where out of 100,000 blocks, we can see how much Tuff actually generated. The higher we go on this graph, the less Tuff that we can find. However, as soon as we hit, like say, Y4 or so, move down to Y3, Tuff begins to pop up. As we start to enter the negative range, it increases even more, until it eventually maxes out at Y negative 58. That's gonna mean Y negative 58, like we're talking just before Bedrock begins to take over. That's gonna be the best spot to mine if you're looking for mining Tuff, or at least if you're looking for branch mining Tuff. A terribly inefficient way to locate the stuff, but technically definitely possible. The beautiful expanded family. And before this next update, Tuff was so lonely. It just kind of existed on its own as like a decoration, a block, part of generation, whatever. However, moving into the future, inside of the crafting table, we go ahead and take Tuff. We can get slabs just like that. Also, inside of the crafting table, double it up and we can get our hands on some walls. Or go ahead and do this whole formation right there and we get staircases. However, that's not the good way to do it. Inside of the stone cutter instead, we slide the Tuff here and we can see options on options on options immediately. The staircase one, for example, if we craft this inside of the crafting table, just like all of the other staircases, it actually wastes a couple blocks. So just get a stone cutter for all of these. Now, these different variants of Tuff right here, they're just like the other variants of other blocks in the game. There's a wall version, there's a slab version, there's a staircase version. They look so good. It's actually trippy seeing Tuff in the game for so long and then like seeing it cut into a staircase. It just feels wrong to me. Like, I don't know. I love it, but it feels so wrong. Now, all of these other Tuff things, they can actually be crafted inside of the crafting table. You can just go ahead and find the recipe. Usually, they're crafted like the other things. So, like the bricks, go ahead and take the polish and do that. You know how it goes. But the much better way to do things is probably going to be the stone cutter. So we can take Tuff and next up, turn it into polished Tuff. a beautiful looking block that shares its aesthetic properties with the other polished blocks in the game. It's kind of got that lighter edge on one side, the darker edge on the other side. In a bigger, grander build scheme, you go ahead and place it down and it creates like a tiled looking floor, like that whole checkered pattern. It's very machiny looking, and actually, other than the netherite block, it's like the closest thing in the game to match some of the iron things that exist, like chains, hoppers, and lanterns. Really makes you think, huh? Just like plain old traditional classic tuff, this block is also going to come in a wall, slab, and a staircase variant as well. It's so versatile. Sliding back over to the stonecutter, let's take a look at this one, chiseled tuff. Oh, it's beautiful looking. The chiseled tuff is the latest chisel block to make it to the game, or at least one of them. On the top, it's got this breezy design. On the side, it's got this breezy design. Hint, hint, tuff relates to the breeze. On the bottom of the block, it's the same as the top of the block, except spinning in the other way. When paired with any of the other tuff blocks, but even just polished tuff, this block blends in so nicely. Back over to the stonecutter with our polished tuff or our plain old classic tuff. Next step is tuff bricks. This brick block right here, it very well. You might be in the presence of the most beautiful brick block in all of Minecraft now. Look at that thing. That is such a clean texture. Initially, the texture was this thing right here. Then, like a couple snapshots later, they went ahead and flipped it around. With this flip version of the texture, you want to go ahead and talk about our brick gradient, and it's filling in. It's looking even more gradual and shaded than ever before. The stone brick, tough brick, deep slate brick, black stone brick right there, we step gradually all the way up. These bricks fit together pretty much perfectly too. I know they already have like a greenish hue to them, but I really wish there was like a mossy version of this brick. It would look so good. But anyways, inside of the stonecutter, the very final one that we can take a look at today is chiseled, the tough bricks. Okay, when it comes to the Tuff family, I love them all, and I can never decide. The opinion of mine, it changes constantly, but Chiseled Tuff Brick is a very beautiful looking block. For the Chiseled Tuff Brick block, we go ahead and take the brick from the other one and center it. We put this whole squiggly design right there, and then wait, take a seat. If you haven't seen the top, you're gonna be astonished, amazed, maybe even emotional. Oh my god, it's beautiful. That's a clean looking top. It almost looks like a diamond ore block, or no, I'm saying like a block of diamond, right? With like that cool texture on the top. It's polished, it's clean. You want to build maybe the best looking floor in Minecraft? Well, maybe use some of these things. It also almost looks like a window. The bottom of this block, well, the bottom of this block is going to be the same as the top basically, except it's shaded in a different direction. It's pretty clean. No, and how could I? I'm disgusting for this, nearly. But I almost missed the fact that there are tough brick versions of staircases, walls, and slabs as well. And for the whole grand Tuff family, we're now looking at something like this inside of Minecraft. It's quite beautiful. If only its cousin, Calcite, could get that same treatment. Right? A true tragedy of our times. The poor Tuff Golem, this sweet, beautiful, poor Tuff Golem. The mob that almost had it all. The best display mob of all time was almost the Tuff Golem. Added in Minecraft 1.20 in a different world. One of the proposed uses for the Tuff block that, who knows, you never know, in the future could make it into the game. After all, we kind of got the perfect update for it, but anyways, one of the proposed uses for the Tuff block was a brand new type of golem known as the Tuff Golem. Aside from leaks initially revealed to the community on October 6, 2022, the Tuff Golem was going to be a new statue mob that would hold items for you, almost like a walking, moving item frame. To make this mob even more cool, potentially, it was going to be able to be created in basically any color in the game. Like, you could take any wool that exists and go ahead and probably put it in the middle, most likely something like this, and boom, all of a sudden it's wearing a green toga, a yellow toga, heck, I don't know, a blue, a pink, a purple toga, it doesn't matter. It would have been so cool looking and added a lot of customizability to the game. Of course, as we know, as we love, the Sniffer beat this mob out, but I mean, like, look at this thing. Thanks to the amazing Friends and Foes mod, we could check it out in game, kind of. It basically just like walks around and shows off an item, holds it in its hand, and then every once in a while, it decides to like lock up and stand still. Kind of like a statue. I know it's not like this because it just can't be, but this is really one of those mobs that makes me wish that we could have had every single option. Like the idea of all of these mobs with the different color shirts and outfits on. I mean, I'm in love with it. No offense, not as in love with you as the Sniffer. I would pick the Sniffer any day over you, but I still love you, okay? You are still loved, and I will never forget you, I promise. Going into the new update, I can't wait to actually get to, like, use Tuff a little bit more because the stuff is going to look so nice. But did you know right now, there's actually a secret farming use for Tuff as well? And it's not just any old farm. It's actually involving one of the most useful farms in the entire game. Added in Minecraft 1.18 as part of the total terrain overhaul that update was brand new, gigantic ore veins were added to the game. Up above Y0, we'll be able to find the copper ore veins mixed in with granite. Below Y0, anywhere across your entire world, like any biome at all, it doesn't matter. Generation of these things is not tied to biomes, but you'll be able to find these massive, ginormous looking iron ore veins. Made up of these iron ore veins, we're gonna have Tuff Blocks, iron ore, and occasionally the raw iron ore block as well, like solid 9x9 of that thing. These things can range from a little bit smaller, like this one right here, to absolutely massive. When an ore vein generates, it will always generate almost like it's like, if you imagine this as a cave, except filled in with blocks. The ore vein will always stay fully connected to itself, almost like a spaghetti cave or something like that, if you know what I'm talking about. To make it even more crazy, at least we're getting the Tuff Block here. These Tuff Blobs that generate, they can actually intersect with the ore veins as well. The biggest telltale sign, other than the raw ore block that only will generate as part of these veins, is going to be random splotches of iron, like smaller chunks than usual, mixed in with tuff. Now these ore veins, they're absolutely insane. If you're able to find one of these things in your world, like you stumbled across it, you're going to be set when it comes to iron for a long time. This is literally the built-into Minecraft way that the devs want us to farm iron. Instead of a single ore vein, if it's big enough, you can find up to 2,000 pieces of iron ore making it up. That's actually absurd. Keep in mind that we could bring our good old trusty fortune friend over here and fortune this stuff, and look, the numbers float all the way up through the sky. If you are hoping, wishing, and dreaming to find one of these built-in iron farms inside of your survival world, the first big thing you should do is go down low and run around in caves. Ideally, if you could find a big cave, kind of looking something like this right here, it might make it a little bit easier. The other big thing you're looking for is obviously tuff, dotting around strangely with iron ore, and I mean, if you can find that raw ore block right there, it's a surefire sign you've already found it. If you can find something like this, with dots of iron ore mixed in with tuff, it's time to start digging, because more than likely, you found an iron ore vein. From my experience, these ore veins are stated to be rare, but they really don't seem to be the hardest thing to find in the world, especially if you like to spend your time down in the deepest caves. I highly recommend considering night vision potions when looking for an ore vein. They seem to come in clutch, huge time. And so Tuff, that's just about it. Out of all of the Tuff Blocks, including its new expanded family, which one is your favorite? Personally, I love those bricks. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, like and oh wait, what's that? Bonus fact, original version of Tuff, I don't know, but I almost maybe like this version of Tuff better. I mean, it's so close to cobblestone, right? But like, at the same time, I don't know. I kind of am in love with it. It's so good looking. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the return episode of the Everything series. If you're looking to learn a little bit more about everything else, like maybe say, I don't know, armor trim or beacons or something like that, check out the playlist. It's going to be on the end card. I've already made a ton of useful episodes. Dearly, sincerely, thank you all so much for watching. It's been B Waddles. Patron gang, big shout out. The Big Tiny, Archangel, Grand Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, Empress MC, and the Great Vegeta. Thank you all. Until next time, it's been me Waddles. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.